Reporting to you from Duck Creek, I'm Heidi. Welcome back to the Duck Creek News, your source for everything happening here on the mountain. This week we're going to be discussing winter safety tips and events happening here in Duck Creek. Alert! It looks like we're going to be getting some snow this week. Here's Amber with the weather update.
Hey there, Duck Creek. Here's what your weekend's looking like. Fridays bring a mix of clouds and a light chance of rain. Highs around 51, dropping near 30 overnight. A good night to stay in and warm up by the fire. Moving into Saturday, expect a few light afternoon showers, but don't let that keep you inside. Highs near 51 and lows close to 28. Perfect weather to grab a hot drink at Ground and Toasted and enjoy some fresh mountain air. Then on to Sunday, things get a little more magical. We could wake up to some of that winter sparkle falling from the sky. Highs around 36 and lows near 25. And looking ahead into next week, we'll keep that chance of more flurries around. So if you've been hoping for a white November, your wish just might come true. And that's your week's weather outlook. Winter is definitely on its way. Now let's join Patrick, who's out chatting with some locals about their best winter prep tips. Now take it away, Patrick.
Thanks, Amber. We're going to go ahead and get some questions here from old-time resident Richard. And Richard, what do you think the most important thing a new resident should know before their first winter here in Duck Creek?
They should know when we start getting snow, park off the street so the snow plows can get through, because if they don't get through, you don't get to your home.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. And how early do you think people should start preparing for winter here in Duck Creek?
It depends on how much you have to do. I usually start about the second week of October, because we usually get our first snow between the third and fourth week, but it's light. And people have to remember, if you have a rake or shovel or anything that you don't pick up, you won't see for 4 months.
What are the biggest challenges of living here in Duck Creek in the winter that might surprise people?
The biggest one for me is people really don't do everything they should. A lot of people say, I'll do it later. And you have to make sure your house is ready for winter, your vehicles are ready for winter, and your whole area's ready. That's a pretty good challenge, because that's a lot to do.
Yeah, it definitely is. What's some of the small things that you would say getting your house and your vehicle ready would be?
Well, make sure your house is winterized so you don't have a broken pipe or anything. And of course, you need snow tires on your cars. I don't care if you have a four-wheel drive, you still need a town and country tread or something. And people also have to realize, and I hear this all the time, they say, well, I have all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is not four-wheel drive. You need, if you're going to drive it, just make sure you watch your road conditions and stuff, because in four-wheel drive, you can get all four wheels turning the same way, and all-wheel drive, it only goes to the tire that's slipping.
Okay, thank you. And chains is also something you could possibly put on, and you can also pick up tire chains at Loose Wheels, the gas station. They carry them, and they even will put them on for you. So we're going to go ahead and go over. Hi, I'm here with Claudette. And Claudette,
hello.
All right, I just have a few questions. What do you think the most important thing a new resident should know before their first winter here?
How to be prepared in case there's a power outage. They need to have some sort of a full backup in lights and heating, depending on the style of cabin that they have. They need to make sure they have substantial amount of food in there, because sometimes we can't get out until they can get us plowed. Basically, one of the most important things is having a shovel on their deck inside the cabin.
Absolutely.
So that they can shovel their way out a door.
Yes, and you can pick up shovels over at the True Value Country Store.
Absolutely.
Okay. And now the second question I have for you is, how early do you think people should prepare for winter here in Duck Creek?
July. Well, it's if you start early, then you don't have this major expense all at once. So if you start stocking certain foods, toilet paper. Trust me, you need toilet paper.
Yes.
And, things like that, essentials. So if you do it slowly, by the time we get the first snow, you have a well-stocked cabin.
That's absolutely correct. And another thing, what's something a newcomer would forget before the first snow hits? Like, what is one of the things that most of them always seem to forget or don't prepare correctly for?
Just the backup for power outages. We don't have many, but we do have them once in a while. So,
Yes, and we never know how long they can last.
yeah, one of
so-
them lasted 7 hours on one of the last ones that we had. So if you're prepared, you're warm, you can eat, and you have light. So be prepared.
That is a good one. And what are the biggest challenges of living in Duck Creek during the winter that might surprise someone?
So far, I haven't found anything. I found that creating friendships and having each other check on each other every day. And if there's a deep snow, check with that person and let them know you're going outside, and then letting them know when you come back in. It's a safety factor because you certainly don't want to freeze to death.
Yeah, having friends and keeping an eye on each other
Doing well checks.
is definitely a big thing up here. Well, thank you, Claudette. I appreciate your time, and I'll get out of your hair now.
Oh, you're welcome, Patrick.
Well, those are some good winter weather tips. Parking in the roadways is definitely a nuisance, and keeping friends around or just your neighbor close by and knowing where you are at all times so that if you do go missing, we know where to find you or know where to look. If you're needing a shovel, the True Value Country Store is also a place that keeps them on deck. They have all your wood, pellets, and ice melt. So you can go over there and get anything you need in that matter. You need chains for your car. Over at the gas station, Loose Wheels, they have them and they'll even put them on. So that's a good place to look in case you forgot them or don't have some. Definitely get some. It's a good idea, especially if you live on one of those roads where you got to go up a steep climb or come down. Back to Heidi now.
Thanks for that, Patrick. Yes, staying safe in Duck Creek is definitely important. Now, let's talk about some events that are happening in Duck Creek. Are you looking to get into the holiday spirit? Well, I have a great idea for you. The Valley Christian Fellowship Church is hosting their second annual Warm Clothing Drive this Saturday, the 15th, from 11 to 2 p.m. You can drop off your donations at Trophy Real Estate. What they're looking for is some gently used boots, gloves, scarves, and blankets. Are you feeling crafty? Well, Hot Mama's Pizza is hosting their bleach, sweatshirt, or shirt night, which is November 19th from 5 to 8 p.m. The cost is $15 a person, but that does not include the item you would like to bleach. They do recommend that you bring 100% cotton sweatshirts or shirts. With Thanksgiving just a few weeks away, everybody knows that pies are a staple for every Thanksgiving dinner, so don't forget to order your pies at Aunt Sue's Chalet. It's time to get your ugly sweaters or PJs out of your closet because DC Pub is hosting their ugly sweater or PJ event right after the tree lighting ceremony on November 29th from 7 to 8 p.m. Another date to mark on your calendar is November 16th. That's going to be the live nativity. They're hoping to have the live nativity at Pinewoods again this year, but that location is subject to change. Residents last year said that this was like a Hallmark movie event, so it's something you definitely don't want to miss. Emails were received this week from the Cedar Mountain Fire District that they are offering free removal of dead or semi-dead trees. The caveat is these trees do need to either be blocking or potentially to block a fire roadway. If this is something you're interested in, please email matt.wadcat@servicemountainfiredistrict.gov no later than November 18th. That wraps up this segment of Duck Creek News. Winter is beautiful up here in the mountain, but it is important to stay informed, check on your neighbors, and stock up early. Thank you, Patrick, for all of today's interviews. Thank you, Amber, for the weather, and thank you for watching. I'm Heidi. Stay warm, stay safe, and we'll see you right here on Duck Creek News, where the weather's cool, but the people are cooler.